Many thanks to Fellow Extraction Squad, Clash from the servers, Sergeant Pepper's servers, Sea of Doors Cloud, Dallas, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Dots, Designful, and Friendly a DayZ podcast for making this video possible. Animal travel paths are now visible for the first time ever in DayZ, making it extremely easy to track, find, and loot any animal in the game. So I'm going to explain how they move around the map and interact with each other, show you a brand new method to escape from wolves very easily, and how best to hunt animals for maximum meat, materials, and mayhem. After many days of spying on all the types of animals in DayZ, me and the NSA agent assigned to me discovered that animals follow preset paths around the map and change their behavior based on where they are along that path. For example, this wolf pack here is heading to this area where it rests, it stays there for around 30 minutes and then it heads to this area down here where it begins to hunt, and after it's eaten its meal, it would then go up here to have a drink. Chernarus has 24 potential wolfpack spawn points, making wolves behave in this way, so every one of these paths has wolves behaving in this way, and so does nearly every animal in DayZ. Across Chernarus there are many animal paths, but herbivores, instead of hunting areas, they will have areas where they graze instead. The only animals that don't behave in this way are the newly added fox and hare, which simply spawn inside of a bubble and are restricted to moving within that bubble quite literally, because the hare and the fox cannot leave that 50-meter bubble either, as demonstrated by chasing it around the edge of its bubble. Other animals have these sort of restrictions too, such as cattle. They cannot leave their bubble either. Their bubble is larger, but it's not that big. You can literally chase it to the bubble in around 30 seconds. But some animals, such as deer and wild boar, have huge 1,000-meter bubbles, with wolves and bears not being restricted at all. The only place they cannot go is off the edge of the map or water that's too deep. After one of these animals runs from you and escapes from you, or chases you and kills you, they will then return to their preset path after a certain amount of time, but some animals react much slower and therefore travel across their paths much slower too. Wolves are by far the fastest, and I don't mean at just running, moving across here in 30 minutes in real time, whereas the sheep in this field move this far in 4 hours of real time, with all animals spending far more time inside their bubbles than they do travelling between them. Only one pack or herd of animals roams each of these paths, with not all paths necessarily having animals, but each path can potentially have animals, and paths that contain animals are chosen completely randomly. So while there's 24 wolf paths on this Chernarus map, less than half of these will be active at any one time, and only one pack of wolves will be travelling along this path, and killing a pack will make another path active and spawn a new pack of wolves. Starting with wolves, if you go within 300 meters of a wolf, they will begin to howl and start moving towards you like this, and if they go within 150 meters of you, they will begin to sprint towards you. This means if you hear a wolf's howl, you are between 150 and 300 meters away from a wolf, and because they don't sprint at this distance or between these distances, it's possible to get back outside of this 300 meters from them again, and then they will lose interest and they will continue back to their path. This is the only way to escape from wolves unless you have a vehicle. They are absolutely relentless and will bark outside your house for eternity. I was here for many hours. They did not move. Even if they can't see you, they will stay there. And once they start sprinting towards you, they are locked on and they will continue to sprint at you even if you're thousands of meters away. The only way to stop them is by teleporting more than 10,000 meters away, so unless you drive 10,000 meters away from a wolf that's locked onto you, they will continue to track you down until they get to you. Now this wasn't always the case. You could throw a piece of meat, a piece of fat or bones, and you would have enough time to escape outside of this 300 meter trigger bubble again, and then they would lose interest in you. But now, tossing your meat in DayZ will not relieve you of wolves. Killing 3 in a pack will make the others in the pack run away and despawn, but if 2 packs are attacking you, killing 3 members of 1 pack will not make the second pack run away. They do not join forces. You will need to kill 3 members in each of the packs to make them all run away. Now you can distract wolves by using animals, such as larger animals get attacked by wolves, but they appear to switch targets very often, making it hard to get outside of this 300 meter radius. If you manage to escape and see them at a distance, you can then kill them one by one because they do not react at all, unlike all other animals in DayZ that do react to gun sounds and bullet impacts, so killing wolves beyond 300 meters is very doable. As for bears, they do react to damage and gun sounds and have 8 times as much health as a wolf and are literal freight trains when it comes to running fast. They can move faster than players can drive, or most players can drive, but if they lose sight of you, they will go back to their path very shortly after. While on their path, they won't attack other animals and have extremely poor hearing and eyesight. I don't know if this is on purpose, especially on churnerous for whatever reason, allowing you to ride them if you're brave enough to do it. If they do become aggressive, and they seem to become aggressive very randomly, they will then give you a friendly love tap KO and run away. But if you damage them in any way, shape or form, they will start to use their special bear claw attack, which hits you twice in the head and can kill you from full health. They'll also start using this special attack if you fire a weapon within 75 meters of them. That's most weapons in the game, because the hearing is based on the loudness of the weapon, so a crossbow and a Mark II will make them aggressive at around 30 meters instead. The best way to kill them is no longer bear traps. Bear traps do not take half of their health off anymore. They do just 100 damage to wolves and bears, which means you need 8 bear traps for them to die from bear traps, or 15 landmines, 8 grenades, 4 claymores, or 2 plastic explosives. So yeah, using firearms is pretty much the only way to take these down. If you're solo, shooting for the head is an absolute must unless you're very far away, but even then they can travel extremely quickly towards you, but you won't get the new headdress if you do too much damage to their head. The loot we get from skinning animals isn't determined by the knife we use or the quality level of the knife either, but it is determined solely by how much we overkill that animal. If you do too much damage to kill it, or you continue to shoot after it's dead, the amount of meat you get will reduce to the point where no meat will spawn at all, and the quality level of materials like pelt will be extremely low or ruined completely. Using vehicles to kill animals is the only method in DayZ that does not overkill them, so vehicles are the best tool to hunt with, as it's not possible to damage them accidentally over the limit or overkill after they die. This means that vehicles are the greatest tool to kill animals, not weapons. If you're a person that doesn't have access to a vehicle, which is basically everybody, another great method is pushing animals into infected, as animals react less to infected and therefore infected can melee them, whereas you cannot melee them, and infected don't overkill either, or they do overkill but only by a slight amount, and they don't infect the meat when they kill them. Bear and wolf meat will give you salmonella though, but they're fat, and all other meat apart from human meat and human fat is fine to eat once cooked, and the best cooking method in DayZ is baking. Animals in DayZ do not regenerate their health at all, so you can hunt them as slowly as you like, and because we now know the paths they will eventually return to, it's much easier to play the waiting game too. Everybody has access to see these paths on the map tool. Simply select the animal you want to hunt and then follow one of its paths, so follow along the line and then you eventually find the animal, if of course that path has an animal on it. This map tool update also comes with the first ever member only feature to encourage people to become members and therefore fund tool development in the future, such as being able to find loot directly on the map tool instead of using the loot finder, so you can find loot on the map tool instead. There are many other free features available in this update too. Patch notes below if you do want to read them. Also below, I will answer any of your animal related questions if you have them, such as no, you cannot block animal attacks at all from bears and wolves. Yes, you can use this map to avoid wolves completely by following this path, and no, the cute fox at the beginning of this video did not get eaten by the wolf. Many thanks to these fine people for their huge support on Patreon and their donations. A lot of Patreon support and donations recently. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.